Thank you, viewers. I am Tutor Cletus Okole. Today I want to take this algebra question written on the board. If x raised to the power 6 minus x raised to the power 3 is equal to 2, then what should be the value of x? Let us solve it together. Like my videos and subscribe to my channel. We dive in. Solution to this question. Given to solve x raised to the power 6 minus x raised to the power 3 equal to 2. What I will do is to write my x raised to the power 6 as x raised to the power 3 or raised to the power 2 minus x raised to the power 3, because x raised to the power 3 or to the power of 2 by law in indices is equal to x raised to the power 2 times 3, 3 times 2, which is 6. So a law in indices says that x raised to the power a or to the power of b is equal to x raised to the power ab. So by that law, it means that 3 times 2 will give us 6, meaning that we can write x raised to the power 6 as x raised to the power 3 into 2. That is what I have. This is now equal to 2. Now by this, the next thing I will do is to let my x raised to the power 3 to be equal to y. This implies that anywhere I see x raised to the power 3, I can represent it with y. Therefore, I write x raised to the power 3, which is y, as it is written here, raised to the power 2, then minus x raised to the power 3, also y, equal to positive 2. This means I can write y raised to the power 2 minus y. These two moving to the left hand side becomes minus 2 equal to 0. It has resulted to a quadratic equation. So I can now solve it using any of the methods of quadratic equation. Let us go by quadratic, let's go by factorization method. Going by factorization method, I now have two values I can multiply to get minus 2. And when I add that same two values, I will get minus 1. Let's think of 2 and the 1. Therefore, minus 2 plus 1 can give it to me, because minus 2 times plus 1 will give me minus 2. And minus 2 plus 1 will give me minus 1. Therefore, I will use this minus 2 and plus 1 to replace the middle number, which is negative y. I now write y raised to the power 2 minus 2y plus 1y, then minus 2 equal to 0. This is method of factorization. I put the first 2 in bracket and the second 2 into bracket. In the first bracket, what is common is y, so that I can now have y minus 2. In the second bracket, I have common plus 1, so that inside the bracket I have y minus 2 equal to 0. Since the two brackets are equal, I take one of each and then use the values outside the bracket to form another bracket, and that becomes for me y plus 1 all equal to 0. At this point, it has resulted such that the first bracket is equal to 0 or the second bracket is equal to 0, implying that y minus 2 is equal to 0, which means that y is equal to positive 2. The second bracket also plus 1 is equal to 0, meaning that y is equal to negative 1. At this point, I have gotten the values of y as positive 2 and the negative 1. But then, I said here, let x raised to the power 3 equal to y. Therefore, when my y is equal to positive 2, remember that x raised to the power 3 is equal to y. This implies that x raised to the power 3 is equal to 2, because my y here is equal to 2. Moving forward, I will now have it written as x raised to the power 3 multiplied by 1 over 3 is equal to 2 raised to the power 1 over 3. Applying this method is to eliminate x, which is the power of, to eliminate 3, which is the power of x, by the left hand side so that I can just get only x. 3 cancels 3, leaving me with the x equal to 2 raised to power 1 over 3, the first value of x. This can also be written as x equal to the cube root of 2. I have gotten the first value of x. When y is equal to negative 1, because we've got two values of y, it implies that since I have that x raised to power 3 is equal to y, so my x raised to power 3 will now be equal to negative 1. Doing exactly the same thing I did in this first instance, I'll have x raised to power 3 multiplied by 1 over 3 equal to negative 1 raised to power 1 over 3. Therefore, 3 cancels 3, giving me x equal to negative 1 to the power of 3, which also can be written as x equal to the cube root of negative 1. Second answer. Now, I have gotten the values of x, and these are our answers. But then, I want to use 1 or 2 minutes to prove our answer by checking result. Check result. Check result. What it means is that I want to substitute the values of x. I have two values of x, cube root of negative 1 and the cube root of 2. I want to replace it in the positions of x by the left hand side to see if it will give me exactly what I have by the right hand side, which is 2. Therefore, from the question where I have x raised to power 6, I am checking result now, minus x raised to power 3 equal to 2. When my x is cube root of 2, which is the same thing as 2 raised to power 1 over 3, I replace it. 2 raised to power 1 over 3, all to the power of 6 minus 2 raised to power 1 over 3, all to the power of 3. Is it equal to 2? That is what we want to verify to ensure that our answer is very correct. Doing that, by law of indices, 1 over 3 times 6 will give us 2 raised to power 6 over 3 minus 1 over 3 times 3 will give us 2 raised to power 3 over 3. Is this equal to 2? Doing it, 3 divided 6 will give me 2. So I have 2 raised to power 2 minus 2 raised to power 1. Is this equal to 2? 2 raised to power 2 is 4 and 2 raised to power 1 is 2. Is it equal to 2? The answer is yes. 2 is equal to 2. Authenticating that the first answer we got as the cube root of 2 is very correct as the first value of x. We check for the second value of x, which is the cube root of negative 1. Picking the question again, the original question, which is x raised to power 6 minus also x raised to power 6, x raised to power 3 equal to 2. When my x is negative 1 raised to power 3, I write negative 1 raised to power 1 over 3 rather, then negative 1 raised to power 1 over 3, then multiply by power 6 here, minus negative 1 raised to power 1 over 3 multiplied by 3. Is it equal to 2? That is what we want to see. From here, 1 over 3 times 6 will give us negative 1 raised to power 2 minus 1 over 3 times 3 will give us 1. Okay? Therefore, I have negative 1 raised to power 1. Is this equal to 2? Now, negative 1 raised to power 2 will give us exactly positive 1 because a negative number raised to power even number will give us a positive number. That means that a minus 1 raised to power 2 is the same as minus 1 multiplied by minus 1, which is plus 1. That is what we got here. Minus 1 raised to power 1, which is an odd number, will still give us an odd number, which is minus 1. And you can agree with me that minus 1 minus minus 1 means 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So we conclude that 1 plus 1 will give us 2. Okay? And 2 is equal to 2. Implying that the second answer for the value of x, which is the cube root of -1, is correct. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Remember to like my videos and also subscribe to my channel. I remain Tutor Sokoli. God bless you for watching.